think something's happening. At the spinning wheel, something's happening. Okay, I think spinning wheel, something's happening. Okay, I think spinning wheel, something's happening.
Right? Yeah. We're going to have reverberation that goes forever, so I'm going to turn your volume off. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. You hear me okay? Right, now I need to know if I'm coming through the webinar or not. I am talking. I just don't know if it's going through the system properly. All right, I'll tell you what. Hang up. I'm going to keep talking, and you can send me a Skype message. Okay, can everybody hear me out there? Outstanding. This may be the first webinar that goes the way it's supposed to for me. We still have another 10 minutes. I just wanted to get a jump on this. Kendrick, you're early.
I went to the whiteboard for just a minute, and I've got another screen that I'm monitoring, and that screen was blank. At the top of the hour, I'll waste a few minutes giving you an update on where Buddy Enterprise Ultimate Edition is, because I know lots and lots of people are looking for the version with the gold button on it. And then if folks aren't here by about 5 after, we'll get started with that. Those who are actually on the webinar are going to enjoy an additional discount. We'll talk about that too. So I'll be right back. See you at the top of the hour. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. Hello, Robert. And there we go. It's 2 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 1 a.m. here in Pattaya. First, an update. 17 out of about 47 people. I guess lots of people are depending on the replay. A lot of people have been asking me about version 5.1 of Buddy Enterprise Ultimate Edition, and I don't blame you. It's sweet. I'll tell you what I held it up for, and if I'm still awake when we're done here, and I should be because this shouldn't take long. Those people that think, oh, they don't get their act together for 20 minutes, you know, people who've been on my webinars before, they're going to be sadly disappointed because we'll probably be done when they decide to show up. All right. I wanted to update WordPress because it wasn't creating properly. I did that. And then today I dug into it because IFTTT was not logging in. However, I have fixed that. And I've got it to compile and it's ready to be put through the licensing system and then distributed out. So maybe I can get that done when I finish this webinar. If not, I'll do it in the morning. Does anybody have any questions for me before we get started? And we have a big silence. Okay, little background. I went on a webinar. It feels like it was about 2 weeks ago, and this guy had this nifty tool, and it was something Vortex, right? Valerie Tobin just joined. What is happening with the IFTTT recipes? Valerie, as of the last 48 hours, the system was unable to log into IFTTT. I have fixed that this morning, and I will release it when I get done with this webinar or first thing in my morning, one of the two. And then hopefully you'll be a happy camper. Okay. Back to my story. So I was watching this webinar, and this guy had this tool, and it was called something Vortex, and I said, that's pretty cool, right? And it came in 3 versions. All of them used the YouTube API. Now, I have this thing about when you're doing anything that is meant to manipulate the search engine and use an API, you have to know that you're waving a flag, all right? Because if everybody uses the same API, then they get to identify you really quick. And that may be why SendWire has some of the problems that SendWire does. Anyway, so he came up with a unique solution. You know, you could buy the bottom level program, which you were only allowed to do 4 actions a day. So let's say you wanted to connect 4 channels. You wanted to interlink 4 channels in a day. If you went to undo one, that used up one of your 4 actions. And this was the way they were restricting the amount of API calls because YouTube only allows you to make so many. However, to be able to use your own API key and overcome those limits, of course, that was a significant increase in price. And then for the license to be able to do it for other people, that was also another significant increase in price. So I was looking at this tool and I was thinking about buying it at the, I forget if it was the 247 or the 297 level. And I says, you know what? I'm just not going to pay that. So I broke one of my own rules, and I took somebody else's idea. I don't mind taking somebody else's idea if I can do it better. And in this case, I says, there is something I can do better. I can eliminate this whole API thing. Jerry, you have no video, but I think everybody else does. Does everybody else see my screen that says Buddy YT Interlinker? Okay, Jerry's got it now. All right. So here's what the tool does. I've seen tools before where you could go out and say they make a crappy video for you, a spam video. And when it goes to make the next video, it will insert the URL of the previous video in the description, right? So I've seen that done before. But there are only a couple of tools, this one and that I was talking about, and now the one that I'm presenting here, that I've seen put together, that you can go into a channel and it will create a link wheel of all the videos in that channel, right? And then I listened to a couple other things that he was doing, and one of them that was kind of neat was he was not only crossing channels, but he was crossing accounts, right? So what if you wanted to create, you could create multiple smaller link wheels. You could also turn around and create a massive link wheel that went across 100 channels. And personally, I've got about 200 channels now, all right? So I says, yeah, this would save me a lot of time, but I'm just not going to pay that kind of money. And I says, well, if I'm going to have this tool put together, let me put all the features in it that I would want. Let me put the stuff in that he was talking about putting in, and let me put a couple other things that would come in handy. And I'm going to show you what those are. So here's what we do. We start off and we put in our Google login, you know, our email address, our password, and the channel name. It's just that simple. There's nothing else to put in. It's all separated by commas, right? And I've taken my password out here for obvious reasons. I had it in the demonstration. I was going to use a temporary. Then I realized this is my primary email. Do I really want to have that out on in the public for even 30 minutes? Okay, so you can line up a whole series of these, every channel that you want to go in and create in this link wheel. Now, link wheels can be open or closed. What does that mean? A closed link wheel will take the URL from the last video and it will put it on the first video. An open link wheel will leave that open. Okay? All right. And I says, what else do I want this to do? And so if we come over here to utilities, I wanted to be able to remove the link wheel URLs. And this is working beautifully. It will go in and take out the URLs that it put in. And you might do that because you wanted to add more videos into that and you didn't necessarily want the same link duplicated in there. So I wanted to be able to pull them out. The other thing that I wanted to be able to do is I wanted to be able to put a money video URL. This is money video URL, but any money site. So you see I put my site here, and here's the difference. When it inserts for the link wheel, it puts it at the bottom of the description. When it inserts for the money video URL, it puts it at the top of the description. So let's say that you were going after a number of launches, right? And as you and I know, there's another video product, another video creator that comes up about every 15 minutes. And so what I can do is I can put in my URL here, and then when I'm sniping another launch, I can put in a different URL. Now, to do that, I says I have to be able to remove it. Well, the remove link wheel URLs, like I said, works beautifully. Remove the money video URL, and like I said, it doesn't have to be a video, but this is not working for me. My programmer says it's working for him, and he's going to pay a price for this because you guys, for being here on the webinar, are going to get an extra discount knowing that at the moment this isn't working, but it will, right? Here's the other thing that I wanted. Okay, when you're going to snipe a launch, right? One cool thing to do, and somebody did it to me recently. It was John Leger did it to me. I took a video, and we'll be publishing some information on this soon, but I went after the social multiplier, right? And I went up and I sat very comfortably in the number 2 position. John had a ton of videos standing by. This is what I believe he did. I believe he had them all unlisted, right? And so when the launch actually happened, John released these and I got pushed further down the page. So I said, wouldn't it be nice if I could go through all these channels, whatever channels I wanted, and make all the videos either unlisted or private, right? And so that's what this video type is here. Yeah, John is clever. So we pick this here, whichever one we want, or we leave it on no change, and we go over here to utilities and we click this change video type, and that's what it does. Everything operates off of whatever you put in here. It is just cool. All right. So now all of these are independent actions unless you click this button where it says money URL with interlinking. And what that means is it will do all of it at the same time. It'll do I shouldn't say all of it. It'll do the link wheel and the money URL at the same time if you turn this button on, but you can do it without this button on just independently. Okay? Useful tool, and you know, I don't want to do it on a monthly. I'm putting a special up here for you, and here's what I'm going to do. All right, my launch on this I've set for the 15th. So if you go to JV Zoo, it'll let you buy it, but it won't let you find it. Right? So for the people who are here on the webinar, I'm going to give you a coupon called Webinar 30. All right. Now, somebody watches this and they see the Webinar 30 and they go to use it. I'm not going to chop any heads off, but I will tell you that there's some point tomorrow. I can't tell you exactly what time because I kind of picked a time at random, but there's some point on the 6th where this coupon stops working. All right. I'm going to leave this 20 off coupon here. All right. For all the people that can't use the Webinar 30, and that 20 off coupon, how long is that going to be for? Well, I was thinking about that. If Hillary loses the election, right, I may be in such a good mood that I leave it till next Friday. But if Hillary is the next president, it's probably going to be down by the time I get the bad news on Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to take these coupons and the link for the product, and I'm going to put them in the chat. Is there some simple bloody training? Well, I'll tell you what, this sales pitch right here, this little demonstration, this is the whole kit, cotton, and caboodle. And if you go look at the sales video, I actually demonstrate running it. But I don't want to go through, you know, taking you off screen so I can go and change my password and all that kind of stuff. All right. So tell me, people, what do you think? Why would it be bad news, Jeffrey, if Hillary won? Alex, don't use the discount coupon. All right. What do you folks think of this software? Is this useful for you? Valerie says link didn't work. Let me try that link myself. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up in Firefox. That link works for me beautifully, Valerie. I opened it in Firefox.
Greetings and welcome to Buddy YouTube.
Joseph says, oh, Valerie got it to work. Great. Link works in Chrome. Why you would want to remove links and put in other ones. Okay. It's just a matter of some people do a lot of lunch sniping, right? And the links that you've got two different kinds of links. So you've got the money URL links and you've got the link will links. So here you go. On the money URL links, you may want to be promoting something else. Okay, so that's just a change. And on the link will links, you might want to let's say you added additional videos to the channel and you wanted to include those videos in the link will, right? Well, you may want to take out the old links before you ran it again so you don't have two links to the same place going. Does that make sense, Kim? Yes, you do get to use your video assets over and over. Like I said, I almost bought it for the $247, $297, whatever it was. Can the software add something new to the description? You know, it's funny you should ask me that, Scott. I thought about that actually this evening, and we're working on another product. This project. This is our secret project, and it going through all of this with this gave me an idea how to solve the problem over there. So no, I don't plan on putting it in the Interlinker. I may talk to the programmer about it. How many of you think that would be something really really useful to to add something to the description? It seems to me, it might be okay for a single channel, but when you start going across a lot of channels, I'm not sure. Will the links within video descriptions stay there when you remove them from Buddy YouTube? I don't understand the question, Kim. Yeah. Okay. Somebody says I'd like to see a spinner in there. Not on this tool. You know what? Not on this tool. And the reason being is I like it because it's beautifully simple to use. When we did Buddy VIP, there were about 19 different times that I said, okay, this is it. We're not going to do any more. Their pricing is per channel per month. There is a per channel app. Interesting. Okay. About 19 times that I said, this is it. We're not going to add any more. And somebody would come up with something really useful, right? And I would, of course, give in, and we'd put it into the software, and it became the monstrosity that it is today. And the same thing happened at Buddy Enterprise Ultimate Edition. Oh my God. So I just really like to keep this simple. But we have something else that's going to be able to do what you're talking about. And I want to tell you, I've been saying I was going to hold a webinar on this to a number of people. I'll go ahead and say this to you folks now. I am blessed to have a guy named Frank who is a doer. Okay, Frank goes and I give him all sorts of tests to run, and he just gets in and he does it, and he comes back with the data, and it leads to more tests. And we've been putting a lot of information together about this. And one of the things that just becomes very clear, because let's just talk about live streaming as an example, right? I have the Blaster live streaming version. I have Livestream Genius, and I have LSA Livestream Alpha. And literally, we use all three. Okay? Here's the thing. It is the process, not the tool. Whatever it is that you want to make work, it's the process, not the tool. So if something isn't working right in one thing, all we do is we take that process and we apply it to something else, right? And so this This little tool here is about taking a piece of that process and solving something that it's a really good idea to do, but it's a real pain in the rear to do manually. And I'm just way, way too lazy for that. Yeah, there's not a description made. If you've got a description in there, it will post above it and it will post below it just these URLs, right? Now, does that mean that, you know, I suppose you could get creative. You could put something other than the URL in that money URL piece. I haven't tried it, but I thought about it because just as an example, right? When you want to rank for something, among other places, you want to have your sentence with your keyword be the first one in the description. So suppose you were going after something and you said, hey, what if I could change this? And you went and you put your description in that field. It might work. I don't know. I haven't tried it. This is being used after the video is already in your YouTube channels. Valerie asks, are you using this tool after the video is uploaded or streamed? Yes, it's after it's already uploaded. And there are tools. I think you can with Livestream Genius. I think you can create link wheels, right? And there have been a number of tools that will do it after they put a video up. You know, on when you've got a cyclical situation. But if you've got a channel sitting there and you've got tons of videos for it, I don't see this too much. Somebody mentioned a tool earlier. Yes, it'll work with live stream videos that are already uploaded. That's the whole point. Whether they're live streamed or not makes no difference. It will work with them. Yes, LSG Pro does this. And the within one channel, I couldn't say whether that's a limitation or not of LSG Pro, but LSG Pro is as you're putting those videos up. This allows you to do it after the fact. It allows you to go and change them. Does LSG Pro change them? I don't know. We act on every video in the channel, so whether it's part of the playlist or not, that may be something to consider in the future. Absolutely. Nick asked, do you have to use proxies with accessing different channels? Do not use proxies. Do not use proxies. There's no proxy facility in here. The only time that I use a proxy when I'm dealing with YouTube is if I'm going in and I'm doing rank checking for the to see what my positioning is. Okay. When you are dealing with YouTube Direct and you're dealing with videos and editing your information and uploading videos, don't use proxies. I'll give some thought to the playlist. I don't want to go crazy. But maybe we could make, and I'm not promising I'll do this, but maybe we could make it email, password, channel, playlist. You know that most of the time what we do is we put this stuff out there the way, I need it, and then the stuff gets better because of the feedback that comes from you folks. No, I'm not. The licenses should be coming to you automatically. I hope I'm not assigning the licenses manually, Carl. It's always a nightmare when that happens. Yes, it will auto-update with new versions if our other software with you auto-updates with new versions. Okay? Some people's configuration of their computer, the auto-update doesn't work. It seems to be a relatively small percentage, but if other things auto-update for you, this will. Okay, Carl, it is sent, when it sends out, it sends to your PayPal email. So check your PayPal email and check your spam folder because we frequently end up in the spam folder. Yes, it's for 2 PCs and I give you 2 resets on it, Joseph. Bought it and got all PayPal, JVZoo emails, no license. John, did you? Crap. No, the discount code is either 20 off or webinar 30. You're on the webinar, use the webinar 30. Let me paste all of that up there again. It expires sometime tomorrow, Valerie. I honestly don't know exactly what time it is, but I put it into JVZoo. I just picked a time. It's only meant to reward the people who are actually on the webinar, but I'm sure some other people will sneak in on the replay. Now, can you believe only 27 minutes has gone by since we started this? And that's really all I have for you. If anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'll hold it open until past, and then we'll call it a night, and I'll see if I can get the Buddy Enterprise 5.1 released. That's a neat trick, Valerie, because I've never created training videos for Buddy Personalizer. That's why you can't remember them. It's on my to-do list. Consider the sales video, by the way, as the training video for how to use this. Yes, Valerie, we will eventually get personalizer training videos up. It is the primary reason why I haven't actually released that product. That and trying to keep everything perfect with Buddy Enterprise Ultimate Edition so that it's all valid. Thank you. Okay, I'm being asked, can I do a tool to create maps creation? That would be tough, and here's why. For a couple of reasons. One, it was my programmer that created that tool, all right? So there would definitely be a conflict of interest. To those who are interested in getting the maps tool, there's going to be an opportunity to get that tool without necessarily buying the training course. People who got into the maps tool spent $297 on the training course, and then got the maps tool. Yes, the video on the demo page pretty much recaps everything. D. Yeah, it will go in and delete all of the links that are there, Kim, at the bottom. It'll delete the last link at the bottom. And then when you run it again, it'll put the new link there. Now, remember what I said on the removing the money video URL isn't working for me. My programmer says it's working for him. We'll have to butt heads over this tomorrow. This webinar almost didn't take place. That's why you got notification so late for the sign up link. What is the name of the Maps software? Oh, I forget the official name of it. Let's see. Valerie, you've got it. What is the official name of the Maps software? Maps Maker. Thank you, Nick. That's the problem with a lot of tools, especially when they have monthlies. You know, you take as an example, SENuke, Money Robot, if you don't buy it in the lifetime license, and a number of these tools, and from any one of them, you can get your money's worth in the course of a month. But when you start owning a few of them, there's no way you can get your money's worth out of all of them. There just aren't enough hours in the day. That was one of the things that I did with my outsourcing, was making tools available to my clients and having them get rid of a lot of subscriptions, because you just can't find that value. All right, it's 1:32. Yeah, I don't have any say over that, Valerie. I own no piece of it whatsoever. I don't get anything from it. As a matter of fact, the copy I have is because Holly wants me to review it. Yeah, it would be very cool. I fully understand. I think that the special that we'll be offering, I think she told me that she can do a webinar special of $37 a month, and buying the training won't be. Yeah, it's $47 normally, $37, and you won't have to buy the $297 training. Although, you know, it may be the $297 training may be worth every penny. He gives away a lot of secrets, from what I understand, but it's just out of the ballpark for some folks. As was the competitor to this tool that I looked at. Okay, so listen, for the folks, since it looks like there's lots of people who aren't getting their license in their email, here's what I want you to do, okay? Send an email to license@buddyenterprise.net. That gets forwarded to my personal email, but it clues me in that this is a license problem, right? And I will see what I can do to get that taken care of straight away for you. It may mean that Buddy Enterprise Ultimate Edition may have to wait till tomorrow morning. Any more questions going once? Thank you, Kendrick. Any more questions going twice? You're welcome, Valerie. You're welcome, Kim. Alex. Kendrick. Okay, folks, have a wonderful evening. Take care. And if your email comes in the next 30 minutes, I will deal with it tonight. You're welcome, Carl. Good night, all.